Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And of course, good morning, mini Motorways. Let's go to Mexico City for today's daily challenge where weekly choices will be a mystery, but they will not be tunnels. Which, I mean, it's Mexico City game. You kind of need tunnels in Mexico City. No? All right, fine. I guess that's okay. It'll be fine. I don't necessarily think it's actually going to be fine, but we'll see. Sunflare Space was here first. Good afternoon, Sunny. Luke Ainsworth is here as well, dropping some lovely emotes in the chat. You love to see them. Adorable kitty cat and a rainbow bird and a pride wing. Paula Ghost is here with us as well, says that it will not go poorly at all. Paula Ghost, I say this with all the love in the world, it is always great and wonderful to have you here, but also, whenever you're here, I'm concerned that you haven't slept. Ghosty, I hope you are doing well and have, gotten some shut-eye. Good morning, Paula Ghost. Drop those ghosties in the chat if you've got them. And hey, the only way to get them is a tier 2 sub, because listen, I gotta have some sort of incentive. I'm sure big streamers have like actual big awesome things they can do for their tier 2 and 3 subs. We've got the ghosties, which, listen, is a big awesome thing. Look at that ghosty. As an adorable emote made by our very own personal parlor ghost. It's just as good as whatever Ray Cheesy does for his tier 2 subs. Okay, so you went to bed and you woke up at 2. That's a thing that happens. That's, that's good. It's good that you got sleep. Sleep is one of the better things. This screen over here has gone circular, which is fine. You know what? I think we're going to slide these like so, and we'll have these greens from over here support this business that way. This makes a little bit more sense to look at. So these two greens will support this, and then these greens here, boop, boop, and boop, will support that. Two of these go over to here. Paula Ghost fell asleep before the end of the Baldur's Gate 3 stream, which means that she missed the storming of Moonrise Towers and the death of Ketheric Thorm and the explosion of the entire universe and the fact that we arrived in the city of Baldur's Gate, and only one of those things actually happened. But it's good to scare Ghosty every now and then. We took the first floor of Moonrise Towers last night. Yay! It was a big fucking battle. That was probably the most enemies I've ever seen. Definitely the most participants there have ever been in a battle that I've seen in Baldur's Gate 3. Definitely the most allies. Like, we had a good 8 to 10 people charging in with us, some of whom even survived. So, but that was just the first fight. There are several more to come, apparently. Which makes sense. I mean, we're storming a tower that's owned by some evil people. They probably have, evil defenses and the like. We got a minor problem situation going, which is this beigeness over here is going to require some help at some point. And unfortunately, there's no great way to deliver it because we don't have any tunnels and we're not going to get any tunnels. I could hope that we get a motorway, and honestly, I do hope that we get a motorway, but we're not going to commit to absolutely getting a motorway. Instead, I'm just going to put this little roundabout right here. We're going to run straight through the heart of Mexico City. There. It's a big, fancy fuck you. That's rude. This thing here that you've done, putting this yellow business there, it's rude. It's unacceptable. C'est inacceptable. Alright, so the yellows will come in here. They'll go into the roundabout. They'll come up this way. And then I guess they'll just come here and veer off that away via perfectly cromulent traffic light. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're 103 passengers into our trip and everything's already doomed. Everything's already doomed, which describes both the mini Motorways situation and the world. There was someone who I won't name because, let's pretend I'm a good upstanding person who's not going to name someone because I don't want them to get bashed, and not just that I didn't note their YouTube username and forgot it immediately. But somebody left a comment on yesterday's video asking why I'm complaining about things all the time. And there are two reasons for that. One, I'm a humorless, joyless doomer who can't possibly find the bright spot in anything in this world. And two, gestures vaguely at everything. Everything's fucked. What do you expect? So, pick your poison, I suppose. Oh, God. Let's see here. So this pink over here has gone circular, which is bad. What are we going to do about that, I wonder? I almost think... if I had another roundabout, I'd be tempted to put another roundabout right here, but I don't. Here, I have a stupid idea. It's a very stupid idea. You're going to be impressed. So these two pinks here can slide down this way and join this, and these greens can go up and over and kind of snake around and get in that way. And that's not going to be too bad, right? It's a little bit less efficient getting over to here, but that's fine. This pink here is completely abandoned, however. It can't get here, and I really don't want to. There's no way that I can even build this green road such that it loops around this pink house. So what I'll do with the pink is I'll run it this way. And if this business here requires a fifth pink house, now this pink can come down here through the little beige neighborhood and then into the roundabout and down to the pink circle. There. Totally fine. Oh, good Lord. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Madness, says Parlor Ghost. Well, listen, it's probably just a ceremonial ancillary road, and we're never actually gonna need it. That's the ticket, right? Also, if I get... another motorway at some point, which we didn't. We just got traffic lights. But if we get another motorway at some point, we can, separate these beiges out of here, maybe eliminate the need for the roundabout, or we could motorway these greens over across here, make these pinks run down this way. There are many things we could do. We just, haven't yet. Funplex. Okay. All right. Oh, good. Beige is over here. I'm so happy that this beige house has come into play over here because it means I don't have to do horrendous things for the benefit of fuck. The benefit of fuck. Okay. The benefit of fuck is orgasm and sometimes child, if you want that. Let's see here. So these orange houses are spawning on this road. With no tunnels, there's no way to get them up here all by themselves. So what we can do is come up this way and put a perfectly cromulent traffic light right there. So these two oranges are going to come in here. This is not ideal just because they're currently spawning on this road, which means they're slowing down traffic going into this beigeness, which I don't like. I'm not a fan of. I think I can jury rig a way around that, though. If we loop these purples around to the bottom of here, I can take the oranges such that they spawn out this way, give them their own little dedicated side street. This is now a perfectly cromulent traffic light servicing this road. This is going to be better for the overall traffic flow here, even with the occasional red light, than if I had these three houses just spit dudes onto the road. Like, if these three houses were just spitting dudes onto the road all the time, shit would be bad. You know what's going to be even better than this, though? is the fact that I just got a motorway, and we can take back all of this garbage, and I can just motorway these oranges over here like so. That's gonna be better. This is the correct and proper way to handle this situation. I'm glad we figured that out. God. Oh, hi, purple. Hello. You're a purple going that away. That's not the end of the world, actually. For you see, I have these two purples. And these two purples can come down here and slide in there. Oh, God. This purple house has absolutely no utility right now. Man, there's a lot of purple spawning here for what is ostensibly one additional purple business. Does one of you intend to go circular? You're not exactly being subtle about your round intentions. It's the name of a it's the name of a fat shaming movie where Selma Blair and Sarah Michelle Gellar make out, but they're both wearing fat suits. Round intentions. Anyway. So we've got, this beigeness has just gone circular, which is, broadly speaking, fine, actually. Because what we can do is finagle a way for these to come here. Listen, part of the joy of terrible jokes is that you know where they're going and you're powerless to stop them. It's like a runaway train of ha-has, except it's not actually, funny. Minor problem. All right, so if we run, basically what I've done is I've peeled off some of these beiges and I've created another perfectly cromulent traffic light right here. So these houses are going to come down here, go through this way, and then into the roundabout, and then down here, and that's going to be fine. That means that we've got 5 beige houses serving this beigeness over here, which is going to be okay. All of these beiges here are going to worry about this in the west. I feel like this in the west is going to go circular too. There's a lot of beige house spawning happening right now. There's a lot of beige spawning happening right now. Give me more road. I didn't necessarily... Thank you, Ghosty. I didn't necessarily need all of this beige, but I'm glad it exists. Sort of. I didn't necessarily need all of this beige is something you say when someone puts chicken gravy on your steak. Like, you know that weird, ugly gravy they put on, like, chicken fried steak? You didn't need that. Then again, is it a hot take for me to say that I don't like gravy? I kind of don't like gravy. It's amazing how many foods I don't like, given how fucking fat I am. You'd think that this was just a garbage disposal in place of a mouth, but no. Anyway, these yellows come up here, slide in that way. These beiges are going to ever so slightly reposition themselves right here, and then go up there. And now the 1, 2, 3, 4 of you will service that. That'll be basically okay. Basically, for the most part, hundo PA okay. You exist, which somebody decided was a good thing. Wasn't me. These 2 beige houses here will service that, which means that we need more beiges over here to service this, which is basically fine, because we can do that like so. These beiges, which had previously been doing that, will now instead do this, which is wonderful. It it either greatly reduces or completely eliminates the strain on the roundabout, which is good. And we have, as previously noted, a continued fuckload of beige houses coming from the north here. So now these beiges can support this beige. These here can support this. Doot and doot. All of you go down that way. That'll be great. This yellow here can slide in that way. This yellow here can slide over there. Okay. All manner of good things. You point north, you support that. You come over here, give me a motorway, that's a roundabout, I'll take it. Oh, for the love of God. Man, you remember that period of like 9 seconds where everything was looking good? Where it seemed like we had a handle on things? That was a good period of 9 seconds, wasn't it? Gee, bus. The hell are we gonna do with this? Alright. First things first. We're gonna slide these beiges down a tile. Free up the entrance to this orange business. Next, we're going to take motorway number 2, which has been servicing this business. We're going to slide it over here. Now it's going to service this business. These 3 houses, go up that way, take care of that. Gonna be okay. Then, following that, we can whine about stuff. My life is so hard. Anyway. Hold on, follow me here. If I have these pinks enter the roundabout from the north, I can then have these greens slide off over here. And if I have those greens slide off over there, I can pull these oranges. Actually, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do any of that, because what I can do is just kind of have this awkward little orange road right here. And then these... Yeah. Okay, so these 2 oranges here, once we actually get this motorway redrawn, which we'll get in a moment here. Hold on. Everybody hold your horses. Your various horses need to be held. You come over here. You slide in that away. Once we actually get this motorway back, we're gonna be fine, I think. Why did I think there was a motorway coming? I don't know why I thought there was a motorway coming. Fucking-animous. Okay. So... rethink the situation. I think... Okay. So I don't know why I thought I was getting a motorway back. I'm not, in fact. So we've got this road, right? This road comes off here. This intersection here, barely ever used. What if we do this and recreate this traffic light? So now 1, 2, 3 oranges go into the roundabout up here. They turn left with this light. They go up here. They go straight through this traffic light, which is functionally always green, and they go support this business. That's a thing that a person can do. It's about all that I can say in its defense, but it's all that needs to be said. Additionally, we slap another traffic light here. We get 3 more beige houses to support this beigeness, and that should be okay. You spawn there. Thank you. Okay. Jeepers. Creepers. Where'd you get those peepers? It's a question to which we do not want to know the answer. All of these pinks can be ancillary pink support for ultimately this pink circle. Should be fine. Give me a motorway. That is not a motorway. Those are traffic lights. Which, I mean, are helpful, sort of, but not the motorway I wanted. Oh well. Let's see here. How's this working out? Early returns are mixed. Like this orange business is having things pile up, but there's also free cars and driveways down here, so hard to tell. Speaking of things that are hard to tell, it's hard to tell this beigeness that I didn't want it to exist. And yet, We probably should, in order to be honest. Oh, hey, that's a good spawn. Big fan of this spawn. This spawn right here is going to help out this business a lot. Oh, God. Boop and boop up to there. Oh, for the love of God. Oh, for the love of... Again, someone asks why I complain so much on this show. A gestures vaguely at pink thing. Why do you think? Oh, boy. Okay, so you exist. It's Saturday. We're not even at 1,000 trips yet. Holy hell. Okay. All right, so this pink is starting to come together here. This is going to be fine. We're gonna slap together a different thing for this this here beige situation. It's going to be okay. You know what? We're just going to do an awkward, terrible inlet intersection right here. That's going to work out for the best. Another thing that's going to work out for the best is we're going to take away this beige road here, and I'm going to redraw it such that these beiges here and these beiges here come down this way, and they meet at a roundabout right here about. We stick a roundabout right here. Southeast spur of that goes that away. Western spur of that is for these three. Northwest spur of that is for these three here. Yellows can deal with this. That's not going to be the end of the world. So we do that, and then we run pinks up this way into here. The two of you service that. Okay? Here. You remember when I said the two of you? I was lying. The three of you service that. Everybody happy and better now? Good. Give me a motorway. Thank you. All right. Which of my ridiculous things here is the most ridiculous and therefore the most in need of corrective motorway action? I think that the corrective motorway action would best be deployed by... Oh, there are so many candidates. So many candidates. You know what? I could put this purple here and then run these 5 purples into this via motorway. That's not the worst idea I've ever heard. I could be brown. I could be blue. I could be violet sky. It could be anything. All right, let's see here. I'm wondering if this roundabout needs to exist. I think this roundabout still needs to exist because we've still got, a fair whack of, like, this is a decent number of beiges, but we're going to need a little bit more beige support over time. So that's going to be okay. Let's let this run for oh. I'm so glad I didn't commit to putting that motorway anywhere, because as soon as this thing spawned, I would have had to move it anyway. And then I would have been angry. But now that we've waited, like, 4 seconds, we've discovered that we actually just need to do this. And motorway number 3 is for all of these greens to go all of the way over here. Support this business. Great. Good. I'm happy we've reached that conclusion. Even better, we've reached that conclusion in a safe and timely manner. Now, you beiges over here are gonna take over as the full support system for this business. We're gonna chop this. We're gonna point the two of you down here into here, which means you ultimately go into the roundabout and service this beige this way. That, freaking timing on that, look at that. You know what that's gonna do? That is gonna let me chop up all of this beige road, totally unused at the moment. All of this beige road, totally unused at the moment. This beige here will go serve that circle. We're still going to keep this roundabout simply for the reason of oranges needing to get up there now. Like, I bet you if I had it to do from scratch, I could find a better way to get oranges up here, but we don't need to worry about that. Also, I accidentally deleted a pink tile. Oopsie. Okay. This yellow circle is, well, now a circle. I've correctly described it. So, let's do a thing. And the thing that we're going to do is we're going to reposition these purples just a little bit. By sliding the purples in this manner, like so, we get a few more yellows going up here and over here. Still cut off a little bit of the yellow situation, but it's basically fine. Speaking of things that are basically fine, this pink business isn't. So, let's do something about that. We're going to have this pink house join here. We're going to pull these two pink houses off of that, and they're going to slide down over here. So we still have 1, 2, 3 pink houses for this pink business. Give me a motorway. That's traffic lights. You're a circle now. Rude. Also, you're a beigeness. Rude. Who said this was a good idea? Hey, you know what? Speaking of things that are good ideas, or perhaps not, I've got this unused passageway right through here, right? And I suddenly find myself in need of more expansion over here. Let's just kind of restructure all of this garbage for a moment and see about finding a way for things to be less bad. Can we finagle a way for things to be less bad? If we do that, and then down here, I can have these come here, and this is a perfectly cromulent traffic light. Good morning, MP Zaro. Drop that bus emote. Okay. Buses would be very good. But, you know. Who relies on public transportation, honestly? So, I think this is going to work. I have a feeling this is going to work. So the oranges come into the roundabout, they go up here, they go through here. This light is pretty much always going to stay green. And then they go service this. Okay. Okay, that should be fine. For now. All right, here. You can point that away. There's no reason for you not to. You can go due north. There's very little reason for you not to do that. This green over here needs assistance. And we can do that via various pathings. I'm gonna build a stupid road. Is this a good place for a stupid road? Here we go. Here's a good place for a stupid road. Okay. So, put a traffic light here. You go that way. You point south. If this motorway off-ramps here, then you can go straight through this traffic light and into this business. Or you can turn left with the traffic light, go down here. Hey, that kind of works a little, maybe. I'm not in love with the purple situation on this end of it, but, you know, we don't have to be in love with things. We just have to work with them. Downside, yep, there is a greenhouse right here. There's no point in not stapling that to that road. This right here can pop up there. This right here can pop up there. Okay. So we've got 5 beiges going here. We got 3 going there. We've got a whole hunk of purple. Like, I could really use another, well, I could always use another motorway, but if I get one, then, oh, for the love of, Well, I was making plans. And then, you see what happens when you make plans is the things, they stop being, you know, good. So, So you can point that away, and you two can then point up here. That'll be fine. And then, all right, it's Sunday. We don't have to worry about anything. It's going to be okay. We're going to get a motorway somehow. We get a motorway somehow, everything's okay. Motorway somehow, those are traffic lights. Give me a fucking roundabout at least. Criminy. Okay. So my plans have been foiled. I almost said my flans had been poiled, which no, that's not right. That's incorrect. My dessert treat is okay, as far as I know. So I've got a whole bunch of oranges going into this roundabout now. I could have some of them go up this way, which that sounds nauseatingly terrible, actually. Here, let's point you two this way. So the two of you are going to be on this beige road, right? Okay. And then we're going to have one of these come up here and another of these do that. And this is a PCTL. So these two come up here. They go through this beige neighborhood, this beige-borhood, if you will. Don't, but if you will, beige-borhood. We need to restructure some more things. You point that way. You point that way. You two come here and here. You go there via PCTL. Okay. This is suboptimal. Man, I would love a fucking roundabout. Man, I would love a ruckin' foundabout right about now. But, you know, there's lots of things we love and very few things we have. You go there. You go there. You're very mad. We need more orange going this way, roughly nowishly. Okay. If you spawn here, man, this orange has spawned in what feels like it should be the best place, but is actually the worst place. There's no great way for you to do, like, anything you need to do. Here, do that. Now this gets a traffic light here. Now all of these oranges can come help this orange, which will be great when this orange inevitably dies. It's just going to be super happy, awesome times. Here. More orange. Oh, look, this, okay. The roundabout that I deployed very early in the run has finally killed me. 2,026 commuters over 80 days, which is good and fine, I suppose. Top 15% in the world, not quite as good as Samurai Sam. Drop those slams in the chat. Hey, did I mention that I have a hard out today? Yeah, I have to be on a Zoom call at 8, so we're going to move with a little bit of the swiftness as we bring in our very good friend, Monsieur Zewerdel. Zewerdel. I like so. Like so better. Okay. The word today is pride. No? I saw a green pea and I got very excited for a moment. Ordinarily, if you see green pea, you should consult a urologist immediately. In this instance, it was nice for an instant. It could be plain. Could absolutely be plain. It's not, but it could have been. It could be ploon, which is when Elmer Fudd chops back some of the branches from his tree. He ploons it. No? Okay, that's fine. It could be phone. It could absolutely be phone. It's not, but in the moment it could have been. Perfectly fine guess, just, wrong. Who knew? Hold on, ploon isn't an actual word, is it? No? Okay. And again, what could that be? I'm trying to, is there PS? It's not soon. That's not right. No. What if it could be another vowel? Could be like queen. Tween is when Elmer Fudd looks at himself in the mirror and likes what he sees. Penne, like the pasta. Hey, there's an actual legitimate guess. Thank you, Sonny. An actual legitimate guess. Hooray. Be gone, don't help me with the Wordle text, because we're not on the Wordle anymore. Let's draw some connections. I found an extension for Firefox that would enable dark mode, but it's like a toggle that applies to all tabs at all times, and it looked terrible. So we're gonna continue with the thinking. Okay. So we need 4 groups of 4 here. We've got, let's see, pointer, little, ring, and middle. These are just fingers. These are your fingers. Note how Connections is dodging an issue of controversy by not including thumb here. I'm not a fan of Chrome. I find that it's a little more resource hoggy than Firefox, and also Google is ever so slightly more AI-basedly evil than Firefox these days. So, given my druthers, I'd remain with Firefox. We'll see. It's probably all nonsense anyway. So those are your fingers. Husky, horse, gruff, and rough. Those are descriptions for voices, maybe. Yeah. It's also, husky and bulldog are dog breeds, but I don't see any more. So yeah, husky, horse, rough, and gruff. Could be fry as in vocal fry for a voice, but let's see here. Yeah, raspy. Now then, Luke Ainsworth uses Opera, Firefox, and Edge. Oh, good Lord. Oh, Microsoft Edge. Why? Oh, it's a web browser, but still. Oh. All right. Let's see here. Well, we've got amber, which is an energy color, but I don't see any more of those. Hold on. Porter, stout, sour, and amber. Those are just beers, right? Yeah, those are beers. Allow me to rank these styles in order of most to least tasty. Tied for most is none of them. Second most is none of them. Third place in the most tasty is none of them. And tied for fourth at actively not tasty is all of them, because it's beer. The next tasty beer that the underscore Goog has will be the first tasty beer. Beer is gross. Beer is gross. Horn, bulldog, kiss, and fry are, I don't know, French things? Yeah, they're French things. French bulldogs, French fry, French horns, and making out with someone. That has been a game of connections. Now let us draw some strands. Staying power is the theme today. Okay. So it could be like longevity. I see Mickey right here. Well, no, that's an Irish slur. I wasn't trying to make an Irish slur. Okay, so it's not Mickey. Unless it's like Mickey. Well, it's not Mickey Mouse or Mickey Mantle. Hold on. I think I see the spangram here. If you have staying power, it could be said that you are sticky stuff. Ho ho. Ho ho. Which means you probably won't melt. But you could be tape, which is sticky. You could have adhesive, which is sticky. Sunflower Space sees captive somewhere, which, I could have made captive with all of these. This over here in the corner is caramel, which is sticky stuff. Over here we've got bubblegum, which is sticky stuff. And this is epoxy, and this is glue. And for some reason there isn't a strands here for spider tack. Who'd have thought? There's no sweat and rosin and sunscreen. Unbelievable. They're baseball jokes. Speaking of baseball, for today's Immaculate Grid, we need Blue Jays and Phillies and Orioles and Pirates and dudes who had an ERA under 3 in the season and dudes who are in the Hall of Fame. Now, Sunflare Space wishes to remember Pedro, and Pedro Martinez did play for the Phillies, but I don't think his ERA was under 3. I think he was good, but not great. I don't think he was great when he was with the Phillies in 2009. I think he was, fine. And under 3 ERA in a season would have to be a little bit better than fine. Hey, Spotify, why'd you stop the playlist? Did you run out of songs and music? You might have run out of songs and music. It's a thing that happens. Butthead. There is another square. Sam, you have a point. You do have a point. I should actually remember things about Pedro Martinez, including that he's in the Hall of Fame and did have a season with an ERA under 3. That's a fair and accurate statement. There you go. Sonny remembers that the smooth stylized P is for Pedro, which you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Pedro Martinez is a Hall of Famer who had an ERA under 3 in a season. A Philadelphia Philly who had an ERA under 3 in a season it was Brad Lidge who was their closer for a while, wasn't it? I'm not confusing him with that other guy, right? No, this is correct. Brad Lidge. Yeah, that guy. A Toronto Blue Jay who had an ERA under 3 in a season is probably R.A. Dickey. His best years were with the Mets, though. And 3 is a rather low number. Probably safer to just name a good Blue Jay reliever. Let's think for a moment about a good Blue Jay reliever. In the meantime, Blue Jay who was an Oriole is this shitbag who winds up on the Immaculate Grid a lot. An Oriole who's in the Hall of Fame is not Rafael Palmeiro. He hasn't gotten in. Jim Thome was an Oriole, wasn't he? Yeah, Jim Thome was an Oriole. Jim Thome low-key played for a lot of teams. Who is the most famous Blue Jay pitcher? Roy Halladay. Did Roy Halladay have an ERA under 3 with the Blue Jays? Yeah, probably. That sounds correct. It's an accurate statement. Thank you, Sam. Pittsburgh Pirate who's in the Hall of Fame is, hey, name a historically good. I probably should have put Jim Thome in the top left because he's a dude who played for the Phillies and the Orioles. I mean, listen, that's correct. This is an accurate statement that Jim Thome played for the Phillies and the Orioles, but you're forgetting we'll get there. Pittsburgh Pirate who is in the Hall of Fame is, hey, name a historically great Pittsburgh Pirate. We could say Roberto Clemente. I probably should just say Roberto Clemente. Instead, actually, no, fuck it. It's, hey, name a historically great Pittsburgh Pirate. It's Roberto Clemente. Pirate who was with the Blue Jays is, I don't fucking know. Pirate who was with the Phillies is, I don't fucking know. And an Oriole who was with the Phillies is Jim Thome. But we've already used Jim Thome, which means we have to think and wonder, was Matt Stairs an Oriole? That sounds right. I can believe that. Matt Stairs was an Oriole, right? Absolutely? Totally? Nope. Absolutely not. In fact, well, that's unfortunate. Listen, Matt Stairs played for 85 baseball teams, and there are only 30, so you'd think. But no, actually, is incorrect statement. So, oops. Dude, he fits the other 2 squares. Oh, good. I was gonna wonder if he was a Pirate. Was Matt Stairs was a Pittsburgh Pirate? Oh, good for you, Matt Stairs. Pittsburgh Pirate who was also a Toronto Blue Jay is, I don't know, was Doug Drabeck a Blue Jay? Let's find out together as friends. Hey, Doug Drabeck, were you a Blue Jay? Absolutely not. Joey Bats. Joey Bats. Oh, Kurt Schilling. I forgot that Kurt Schilling was an Oriole. This is a shitbag corner of the grid there. Francisco Liriano was an Oriole? Or are you saying for this one? which, yeah, okay, Francisco Liriano would have fit the center square. Absolutely. Yeah, he wouldn't have fit top left. He would have fit the middle. Oh, well. Failure and pain and sadness for the underscore Goog. Folks, that is going to do it for us here today on Good Morning Mini Motorways. But I will be back tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock Eastern for another episode. Thank you all so very much for watching. Folks on YouTube, there's more great Ace Attorney Chronicles coming later today. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell and yell at me in the comments for whining about things that are worth whining about, I suppose. Outro line goes here. Bye. Wow. It kind of sucks to be you there, friend. On account of the whole being dead thing. Once you... Damn it, I had a funny sentence that was going to be punctuated by your head exploding, and then you moved, and I didn't trust my shot. So now I have to punctuate another sentence with your head exploding.